Hey everybody, Stu Carter here with TomMine.com, and today I've got the Beyblade Super Vortex Battle Set by Hasbro. Comes with 2 exclusive Beyblades, including the Forbidden Bay, Lightning, L-Drago, and left-handed spin. I'm not kidding, so stand by for a Beyblade's toy review. Okay, here's a better look at the box. It has a holographic sticker to help you determine authenticity. Of course, includes 1 Super Vortex Bay Stadium, 2 exclusive tops, 2 ripcord launchers, 24 tournament grids, and official rule book, 2 collector cards with codes that you can use to play online. And let's look at the back. And it tells you it has a Storm Pegasus with an RF tip for aggressive maneuvering. I'm going to compare that to the Storm Pegasus I had before to see what's exclusive about it. And then it comes with the Forbidden Bay Lightning L-Drago, unique left spinning top for maximum attack potential. And with that L-Drago comes the left spin ripcord launcher, exclusive for that. And then there's a right spin launcher for Storm Pegasus. And then it has an explanation, a breakout of the 2 tops. Let's look close at those. Here's a close look at the exploded view of the tops. And if you're dying to read this, maybe you try in HD mode in YouTube there. First, looking at Storm Pegasus Bb28B, and it's an attack type top. Comes with the Pegasus energy ring, the Storm Fusion wheel, spin track 105, a low profile track, and the performance tip is RF, a rubber flat tip. So it's designated 105 RF. I've been told that rubber flat tip tends to wear out after a while. And we'll compare this to the one I got before to see the differences, okay? Now let's look at Lightning L-Drago. So Lightning L-Drago is the BB43, and it designated 100 HF. It has a energy ring, is L-Drago energy ring, a fusion wheel, lightning fusion wheel. I don't know if this one includes the clear wheel. We'll find out. I don't think so though. And the spin track is 100. It's a low profile track. And the performance tip is called HF whole flat, so called for dynamic attack movement. And it is an attack type top. We'll see how well it does. Some people online have complained about the whole flat tip system, so we'll see how that does. Well, here's what you get right out of the box. And first, I'm a little disappointed in the Bay Stadium. There's no sticker, there's no graphic, Beyblade's graphic on the side like there was with the other stadium I got. Only these warning stickers that says, warning, you'll put your eye out. No, it doesn't say that. It just says, ages 8 and up, warning, do not lean over stadium when tops are in play. Tops may bounce up and put your eye out. Oh, and hit the IR phrase. For use with Beyblade's tops only. Don't even think of using these with Battle Strikers. I'm watching you. And then also, of course, you get a package here of the rule books and the cards and stuff. We'll open that up. And then the launchers are rather unceremoniously wrapped in plastic. And then the Beyblades, they're already assembled. I thought kind of some of the fun was putting them together, but these are already assembled. And it looks like L-Drago doesn't come with that clear wheel, just the lightning, the metal wheel. I guess you have to buy that separate for the clear wheel. I'm a little confused on that. Let's get this broken out. So here's a look at some of those parts they give you in this set. You have instructions for both the Beyblades, and the Lightning L-Drago type, you need to look at those instructions a little better, and we'll talk about this. There's 2 attack styles you can use with this. We'll explain that in a second. 2 instruction sheets, the usual rule book, but I assume it's the same, but I will go ahead and turn to the last page so you can see. You guys tell me if this listing of available tops has changed since the last time. I appreciate your help on that. Otherwise, I think that's the same. And then you get this nice little tournament book of tournament grids, which you can use, when you're playing. And then, of course, there's 2 cards with the online codes for Lightning L-Drago and Storm Pegasus. Now here's a good look at them, and you can get your own code. Hey, get your own code. Up. Yeah. And then here's the up. Now you guys are gonna fast forward and rewind many times. We'll try to scan that code, aren't you? And then here's the 2 bays, and they're assembled, and they come with their launchers and grips. Okay, let's get a good look at Lightning L-Drago. Here's a good look at Lightning L-Drago, and I want you to notice the sides. And if you read the instructions, you'll see that there's two ways to set this up for attack. We'll go ahead and take it apart, take off the tip, and see what you do is you can set it up this way. It is called the rapid attack, and the Beyblade people I'm reading online consider this the less stronger of the two. Notice where this ridge is here, it's rather flush. But then if you take and turn it 180 degrees, and then now it's called the upper attack. And notice where this ridge line is here, see? It's striking apparently on an upper surface of the other tops. Now the problem is, see how that is, see the difference? Now the problem is that supposedly what the fellows are telling me, here's that whole flat tip. People think that this whole flat tip is not a great tip. But this tip and the spin track are compatible. I mean, you can switch these with other Beyblades. So I think a lot of people have been switching in the Storm Pegasus RF tip and using that. And some people say it's called a smash attack. I don't know so much about that. You guys can tell me in the comments. But let's get this going. Let's see these fight. Oh, and L-Drago came with a unique launcher ripcord handle pull. It's a little cooler than the standard one, the plain old one. Yeah, so that's kind of nice. And here's the Storm Pegasus that came with the setup. And what's different from the original Storm Pegasus that I got a couple months ago? Well, cooler colors, I guess, you know, some nice fluorescent kind of colors. And it's not semi-transparent like this one is. And then, you know, the tips are the same. Just you can see that the one I've been testing here in the laboratory is already, you know, it's kind of worn down a little bit. So it's nice to have a new one that I can work on here. So that's the difference. And here's the launcher for L-Drago, and notice it's a little bit longer than a standard launcher grip. And also the ratchets go up, or at least towards the wheel on this one. And this one, the ratchets go down, and it's still towards the wheel, but it's also towards your fingers. So that's kind of an interesting difference, if you can see, between these two launchers. And also when you go to affix L-Drago to it, you have to turn it counterclockwise to tighten it up. That's interesting. First, using rapid attack mode for Lightning L-Drago. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Oh, oh, that is so violent. This is Lightning L-Drago in upper attack mode. And now I'm going to take the old beat up rubber tip from my old Storm Pegasus and put it in this new Lightning L-Drago and see how it does. And we're going to keep it in the upper attack mode. Okay, this is Lightning L-Drago with the rubber flat tip versus Storm Pegasus. Whoa. Wow. Now let's try some in the original Bay Stadium. This is my rubber tipped L-Drago versus Storm Pegasus. And L-Drago versus Rock Leone. Whoa. And Lightning L-Drago versus Dark Wolf. Wow. Storm Pegasus versus Lightning L-Drago. Wow. Dark Bull versus Lightning L-Drago. Oh. Rock Leone versus Lightning L-Drago. Oh. He recovers. And cage match. Something I gotta say is the fancy finish on this Super Vortex exclusive Beyblades, it's getting beat up. Look at that paint chipping off there. And you can see, compared to a standard Beyblade, I've been fighting this one quite a while, but see, it's a plain finish, no paint chips, versus paint chips on your fancy exclusive version Lightning L-Drago after just about 12, 15 fights. So I don't know what's better. I would think actually the unfinished version is going to really look better in the long run. If you want to just display your Beyblades, well, sure. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that look at Lightning L-Drago and the Super Vortex Battle Stadium. And if you like Beyblades, you're going to want to stay tuned. I've got some new ones to talk about. I've got Dark Bull here and Rock Orso. And also I've got this thing, a new launcher called Wind and Shoot Launcher. And I'm heading out next week on a trip to Japan and Hong Kong, and I'm going to try to pick up some Japanese Beyblades, and we'll talk about those here as well. And yes, I promise I'm going to do it later this month. Beyblades versus Battle Strikers, the fight of the century. So until then, have a good day. And cage match! 3, 2, 1, let it rip! Oh!